I want to talk to you today about two types of deconversion. There are atheists that claim to be deconverted, and they might all think that they're in the same group. And so that even expresses itself in some of the videos like, oh, I used to be a Christian and I deconverted. And this person here, I used to be a Christian, I deconverted, etc. But actually, there are two types of deconversion that I want to go over with you. So the first type of deconversion were non-Christians, those who were never Christian to begin with. They had never put their faith in Jesus Christ, but had been brought along in some branch of faith, and it could have been a cultic branch of faith, or it might have been an actual branch of faith that had weak teachers and weak leaders in it. But as a non-Christian begins to mature into the ability to make their own decisions, as they start being able to think for themselves, these non-Christians found themselves in the stream of Christianity and are like, well, I'm not a Christian. Like, I'm looking around and I hear what they're teaching, but I don't know if I believe that. And because they were brought along in it, they think that they were Christian. This is not uncommon. For those that have some Christian ideology, some Christian background, etc., they have even worn the label and told people they are Christian, but they've never gone through a conversion experience. And so these people, as they begin to investigate, they begin to go into secular sources and find all kind of information that proves that the Bible is not true. Of course, we know that Satan is the prince of the power of the air, and he has written volumes in an attempt to undermine Christianity. And so on the surface, when you are not a Christian and you begin to skepticize Christianity around you, and then you start looking for secular sources that Satan is going to provide, and you start seeing they're like, on the surface, it seems to disprove Christianity. And so those people deconverted. Actually, what they did is just left their religion behind, not their faith behind, and definitely not a relationship with Jesus Christ. So that's type A deconversions. Now, the type B deconversions, those are the ones that actually had a relationship with Jesus Christ. They were engaged in loving Jesus Christ. They knew Jesus as a intimate friend and as a spiritual being to some degree and to some level. They might have been in church, or they might not have been in church. It's probably they were in church. But they were walking with the Lord in some capacity, but they now have deconverted. And Hebrews is very clear that that type of deconversion, you walk away from the relationship and you have severed something that can never be rebuilt or reestablished. Now, the difference between the two is that the type A deconverted Christian, or deconverted Christian as well, or deconverted atheist, they wear both monikers. So that deconverted person can actually, upon hearing deep truth and good explanations, they can feel the Holy Spirit draw them back towards Christianity, towards an enlightened Christianity, instead of a fluff or highly abusive Christianity or a cultic Christianity, because obviously Christianity is so broad, it has muddied water, and you can see how some people don't want to drink from it because of their exposure to it. But the one that has deconverted from Christ, in my experience with those that I know, they become very nasty type creatures. They become very repulsive and rebellious towards Christianity. That they actually are vicious and vigorous, and they are black holes of loathing. I mean, it's just awful. And I'm sorry I got lost there in my description of these, but as I was thinking about those types, there is some kind of spiritual mechanism in them that just vanishes, and it leaves no goodness behind. These are those whose conscience is broken and destroyed, where they are no longer going to function by what they know is good and right or wholesome, but it's just broken, and they will actually put on airs, and they have no problem stating that they do have a conscience, or I know the difference between right and wrong. And they put on maybe this face, but something has drastically and darkly changed within them. And that's the type 2 deconverted atheist. So there's a big difference between the two. And so if you are an atheist that has deconverted, maybe you can tell the difference. Maybe even some of you will share on here that, yeah, you used to be a Christian, but you weren't, and you did have a relationship with Christ and you left that. We do have examples of that. I know, I think it was Lee Strobel did a video several years ago, and the evangelist that was traveling with Billy Graham, he went through this. And one of the things he says at the end of the video, he said, yeah, I miss Jesus. And what he was talking about is the concept of Jesus, because he doesn't actually believe in Jesus anymore, but he missed everything that was beautiful and enlightening about it because it is real. But if you're a type A deconverted atheist, there is still hope. There is still the drawing power of Christ that can bring you to him. And I also state this for Christians so that you will know the difference between the two. Because if you find yourself in an extended, long argument with a type B deconverted atheist, you are wasting your breath. The best thing you can do with them is say, hey, I'm sorry about your luck. I'm sorry about the stance you have taken. Enjoy your life. I'll enjoy mine. I hope this helps to clarify a little bit about deconstruction and give you some more thoughts to think when pondering the levels and the depths of atheism.